Yo, guys, Justin James with the 10-7 here. We have an action-packed UFC 320 ahead of us this weekend, with the main event being Magomed Ankalaev taking on Alex Pereira, and the co-main event being Merab versus Sandhagen. Guys, and if you guys saw my video yesterday, my prediction and the breakdown of the Merab video, here's the video I'm going to break down Ankalaev and Pereira. Now, let's get right to it, guys. As you guys like to know, as I like to start my breakdown videos, I like to go and talk about what these guys have done so far in their career in the UFC. And we're going to start with the former champion and challenger, Alex Pereira. And I tell you what, Alex has definitely grown on me over the last couple of years, per se. Tapology has a bunch of ads. This is Alex Pereira coming in this contest, 12 wins and 3 losses. And it doesn't seem like he has a lot of experience, but this guy is a very decorated kickboxer. He's been in the ring. He's fought a who's who in kickboxing, a who's who in MMA. Don't let this small number of bouts fool you. This guy has plenty of experience. As you guys know, this is a rematch. He lost his last fight against Magomed. A stat that I want to point out is we're talking about the size difference. They talk about how big Alex is. Alex is 6'4". Magomed is 6'4", guys. This is a clash of two very, very big guys. 10 wins by knockout, 1 loss by knockout. 0 losses by submission, 1 loss by submission, or 0 wins by submission, 1 loss by submission, 2 wins by decision. So, as you know, Alex Pereira is always looking for the knockout. Currently 9-2 in the UFC. Let's go back to 2001 when he got to the UFC. And look at this incredible flying knee, wins a decision over a very tough Bruno Silva, gets thrown almost right into title contention immediately. Fights Sean Strickland, gets performance bonus knockout, takes on the champion, knocks our champion out in the 5th round, comes back. Israel is able to come back. And a lot of this knockout was contributed to what some call a tough weight cut. Gets the split decision win over Jan. And then, boom, wins his championship back. Knockout, 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 knockout. And then loses his last fight to Magomed Ankalaev. This is brewing for an incredible rematch, guys. I mean, when we talk about the UFC narrative, I do believe the UFC wants Pereira to win. I think he's a lot more popular. And, although he's working on his English, I've really grown to like him in the cage and out of the cage. Seems like a great guy and has a great personality. Let's move it on to our champion. And let's bring up Magomed right here. Talk about what he's done in the UFC. Coming into this fight, 21 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. It says 6'3", but when I did my research yesterday, excuse me, it told me his height was 6'4". Looks like Pereira has a significant reach advantage. Looks like 5-inch reach advantage, but this is a huge stat right now. And we talk about these crazy stats. As Merab is on a 13-fight win streak, Ankalaev is on a 12-fight win streak. Much younger fighter here, 33 years of age. 11 wins by knockout, 10 wins by decision. 12-1 in the UFC, making his UFC debut back in 2018. Let's go back there and see some of this stuff that this guy's done. Making his UFC debut in March 2018. Loses by triangle choke to Paul Craig. But since then, he has been on a tear. Knockout, win, knockout, 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 decision, but man, tough dudes. Ground and pound to Anthony Smith. A draw, decision split. No contest to Johnny Walker. Knocks Johnny Walker out. Rakic, man, really tough guy, and then beats Pereira in his last. So, guys, this is a big thing I want to talk about. Or big thing I want to mention once again. This is he's on a 12-fight win streak. Just like Merab on a 13-fight win streak. These long streaks, are just so incredible to me, and I just can't get over them. So let's get into the breakdown of this. Now, Pereira being an orthodox fighter, Ankalaev being a southpaw fighter, I think this is the key factor that's going to play out. I think Ankalaev is going to give Pereira fits fighting, in the southpaw stance. And Ankalaev is 2-0 in his rematches. Pereira 1-1. This is such a great matchup. And the one thing that, Pereira, you can't stand still in front of Pereira. he is a sniper. He will pick you apart from far. He has beautiful kicks. He has a beautiful left hook. If you remember when he knocked out Sean Strickland, Israel Adesanya, he has an incredible left hook. He has incredible punching power from the in and out. But when he's able to land these shots, it's when guys, are starting to get tired and they're standing right in front of him, or sometimes they have their back up against the cage. And he'll pick his shots there. If you guys remember the Israel Adesanya fight. Now, when we come to Ankalaev, Ankalaev, on the other hand, is an incredible counterpuncher. In his southpaw stance, he will inch backwards and he'll get you confident in coming forward. And that's when, he'll close the distance and really hit his big shots. Now, Pereira, I'm not going to say he fights bad coming forward, but I think Pereira fights a lot better when his opponent is standing still. All right. I'm just talking about the striking spot. We haven't even got to the grappling part yet. But when his opponents are standing still is when he's able to pick his shots. And again, you remember when he fought, Israel Adesanya, when Israel's back was against the fence, when he fought Sean Strickland, who was kind of inching forward, but not making big enough movements to make it matter. And then, when he fought Yuri, standing right in front of him, and then my buddy Jamal Hill, he got Jamal Hill kind of a deer in the headlights there before he unleashed some havoc on that. I think Ankalaev is going to be kind of inching backwards, kind of luring Pereira into that false sense of confidence. And with that being said, it's going to make his takedowns a little bit easier, make his shot a little bit easier. But I tell you what, guys, I don't think this fight is going to decision. All right, I think we're going to get a finish here. Now, moving on to Pereira and Ankalaev in the grappling aspect. I think Ankalaev has the grappling advantage here. Pereira has only been wrestling for a couple of years, and you see him getting better, every fight for his wrestling defense. But I just don't think it's going to be enough for Ankalaev. I think Ankalaev is going to be shot heavy early, trying to get Pereira up against, gas him out. And then when Pereira, if and when he can start get Pereira inching forward, he's going to unleash havoc. He has a nasty rear teep kick. He has nasty hooks. But again, it's him inching backward, stopping his weight, then blitzing forward. Bop, 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 bop. Landing those big shots, landing those teep kicks, and landing those fight-finishing shots, guys. The odds makers, we're going to take a look at the odds real quick here. I just want to review. I looked at them already this morning, but I can't remember exactly what they were. We're taking Pereira as the dog here, plus 180, when Magomed's minus 220. I think the odds makers have it right, guys. I'm going to have to ride with the odds makers on this. I can see Magomed winning by knockout. Another big thing that I want to talk about is the age difference. Alex Pereira is 38 years of age. Magomed, 33, still very young in his career. I think he has a lot of miles left on his body, a lot of miles left on his brain. And as much as the UFC narrative wants Alex Pereira to win, and I honestly want Alex Pereira to win, I'm not an Ankalaev fan, not because he's a bad fighter, not because he's a bad guy. I just don't relate to him out of the cage, so it's hard for me to get excited about him. But I tell you what, I know the UFC narrative wants Alex Pereira to win. I want Alex Pereira to win. I just can't put my pocketbook with it, guys. I have to take Magomed by knockout or dominant decision. I think he's going to be in that southpaw stance. He's going to dominate in that southpaw stance. He's going to dominate the grappling and the wrestling exchanges, pinning Alex up against the fence. When Alex gets frustrated in the later rounds, I think Magomed's looking and going to be finding a big knockout here. Tell me what you think, guys. I'm taking Magomed by knockout.